Alright, I hope everyone's doing well. This video should be coming out basically when Zone G releases, or a couple hours later. I'm not gonna have a Zone G showcase out right away. If you guys do want one, let me know, because I'm like I kind of want to make other videos first, but if you guys do want it enough and I see it in the comments, I'll make it earlier. I do think Zone G's great. He is the #1 DPS on global. There's not much more to say though. Now, we are getting Dwayne Gojo on the 9th. This essentially does confirm that once a week we are going to be getting a unit for the next month, and moving forward, in my opinion, is how I see it. So Dwayne Gojo, May 9th, is going to be releasing, and he is also going to be coming out with the part 2 of the story event. Now, my only thing is like, Dwayne Gojo is going to be the most lackluster update, which is kind of funny. And I think it is made up for the fact that Dwayne Gojo is the best unit that releases, but he literally has nothing. It's pretty funny. Like, this is one of the things that I must say, like, at least for JP Tower, I would rather that they release it when there's like a month and a half of a dead period, right? Which in this case, I think that adding a map event that we didn't get, cough cough, dead mall event, would have been nice, because it also just feels very boring, right? I mean, sure, the thing is, for a lot of people, Dwayne Gojo is going to be fucking amazing to clear tower, so there is that. But besides that, there's no quote-unquote new content. But this is huge. May 9th. Now, what does this mean? If we check it out, May 9th is a Friday. Remember, Zone G is the 2nd, Gojo is the 9th, which means that we will be following the schedule that we saw, with another release for anniversary on the 16th, 23rd, and 30th, unless they break it. So that means the 16th will be Yuta and Miguel, the 23rd will be Blue Ghetto, and then the 30th will be Sukuna. Now, real quick, we're about 2 minutes in. I would appreciate it if you actually go check out my Ethereum restart video. I put like a lot of effort, actually. I did edit this, so, you know, that's a big W, guys. That's a big W, but I'm really passionate about this game, and I just want this game to do well on my channel. So if you do want a new gacha, then go check it out. If not, there's no need to. You're still going to enjoy JJK content on this channel. Now, what I gotta say before we hop into Dwayne Gojo, and more particularly everything surrounding Dwayne Gojo, and some things that I do need to clear up regarding some things that have been said, is JP, right? So even with like everything, this is more so going to be talking about the aspect that the half annie is starting May 21st. If we scroll back a decent bit, but if we do scroll back to here, where is it? Here. Yeah. And we're going to go back up. You're going to see that on May 21st is the half anniversary, the 1.5 anniversary. And let's just say that this means the reveal should probably be about a week before, maybe less. But I would say by the 15th, right? So in about 2 weeks, we should be getting the reveal, like max. Now, what this does mean for you guys is every single global banner for anniversary is still gonna be active, because this leaves the 26th, which means either maybe Dwayne Gojo also leaves the 26th, but nevertheless, these banners will not leave any of them before the 26th. Okay, and the 26th is 5 days after anniversary starts, which also means you have enough time to see, okay, maybe I do want to summon for Yuji, because maybe there's no yellow DPS, and now Yuji is going to be busted, right? That is my logic behind it, because in my opinion, as of right now, I'm going to say this again, I'm reinforcing this point. I'm expecting a red Megumi, because we need a red Jujutsu for floor 80, because Taijutsu does not work. I'm expecting a green Taijutsu, so Toji, because Megumi and Toji together would be goated. Toji was shown in story, and also Taijutsu is needed for green, because look, the two only, like, most of the really good units, Hollow Purple, Muta, are Jujutsu. So Taijutsu is needed, but more than that, there's Taijutsu only green floors, and then yellow, I'm expecting Jujutsu. But I could also see just yellow in general. Blue is fine because we have Sukuna. But for yellow, I'm not sure yet. So for example, someone like Zone G or even Dwayne Gojo, for all we know, what if they power creep them? And why that's like something for you guys to keep in mind is because waiting 3 months, in my personal opinion, is not a big deal when right now there's no power creep, because you could clear everything with the units you have at the moment, and Dwayne Gojo will make it easier. But I just think keeping it at least in mind, if you're not fully sold on Dwayne Gojo, is to just wait for the reveal livestream to see if there's a busted unit. But if you don't want to, listen, Domain Gojo's #1 unit in the game. Passing that up is going to be difficult, and you're going to be able to save after Domain Gojo for at least 3 months, so you will probably be fine to summon for the 9-month global / 1.5 adding JP units. So I just want to bring that up, but mainly it's more in relation to someone like Sukuna, because what if they do bring a new blue DPS, or someone like Zonji, because what if they bring a new yellow DPS, or what if they don't, right? That's my main points of contention regarding this that I think is quite important to discuss. So yeah, live stream should be on around the 15th, and my 3 guesses are the ones I mentioned. Now, Domain Gojo, why is he so good? I'll do a quick recap and then go into everything surrounding him. Essentially, he's actually a really good sub DPS. So for red, he's literally going to be goated, because he's got his 700% skill 3 that buffs his Jujutsu stat by 45%, which is going to be very good. But even his skill 1 could do upwards of 2-3 million damage, especially if you Black Flash, because the skill 1 will be in the domain alt, and guess what the domain alt is? A 300% boost at max turn count. So if you're 6 turns or above when using this, because Gojo has a turn limit, if you're 6 turns or above when using this, you're actually going to get a 300% damage increase at max level, while doing a 2-turn stun, and it's a special stun, which means it can't really be blocked at the moment. And then you decrease ult count while making sure for 4 turns they can't increase their ult count, which means guaranteed 5 turns of no ult, which is insane. And at the same time, also increasing your own urgent business count, which means you stay an extra turn. So basically, he's able to AoE stun, AoE damage increase, which Megumi doesn't even do, Domain Megumi doesn't do. So this guy is able to do this in 1 turn. Domain Megumi needs 4 turns of setup, 1 the ult, 3 turns of the skill 1, and then you're fine. But Domain Gojo just does it, and then for 4 turns you have it, which is why Domain Gojo's ult is way better than Megumi's, also because Gojo doesn't take damage, right? Besides when he's in his ult. And he's also able to do just way more damage than Megumi, which is why he's so good. And long term, there's going to be many more units than just Gojo for DPSs. Someone did ask this, like, why is he good? Like, I have Blue Gojo, I have Tinjo, and I have Hollow Purple. Well, Tinjo isn't the best yellow DPS anymore. There's going to be more yellow DPSs that are good in the future, right? And also, for sweep, you might just want to use Nobara. Nobara over Tinjo in some instances. And guess who works with Nobara? Domain Gojo. And then for green, Hollow Purple, not the best anymore. And even some floors, you're going to need Taijutsu. If you need Taijutsu or Jujutsu, depending, you could use other units besides Hollow Purple. And what if you don't have Hollow Purple? Domain Gojo lets you facilitate that with ease and obviously be used more in the future. And then for blue, Gojo's not the best anymore. Jogo is even better with buffs. Sukuna exists, right? So Gojo's going to be good there. And then for red, well, Gojo is the red Gojo. So he's just going to be amazing on red, being the best sub DPS pretty much in the game on type, right? Because of how much support he's doing while doing insane damage. So that's why he's essentially the best in the game. 300% damage support is absolutely ridiculous considering his damage, because you can still do type disadvantage damage, which is pretty crazy. And considering he can't take damage, he is the best support in the game at the moment. Yes. Now then, Maki Cola, as people like to call it, is a very good rec bit. That is Gojo's banner rec bit, where it gives all allies 10% crit chance, which is definitely pretty good. And then also gives all allies ult gauge 15% for 2 turns and 20% damage dealt. Running this with Unity is nice, but running it instead of Unity, I'm meh about it. I don't think it's the best rec bit. I've seen it used a couple times, and sometimes I am jealous that I don't have it, but in my opinion, it is not a necessary rec bit. So if you don't get this recollection bit, I think you're fine. Now, the other thing I do want to talk about is the event memory, which you're going to probably want. I mean, this is going to give a 70% damage increase for yellow, just to have it, and the main reason is for the story event. If you're planning on getting Domain Gojo, then there's going to be 2 SSR rec bits to actually have, and if you do have everything, like this is going to be a pretty boosted event if we consider it. Like, you're going to be able to get easily over 100%, so maybe putting a bit into this event's going to be good, but I think JJK 0 overall is going to be better AP wise, because there's just so many more boosted units, because there's like, let's do that real quick. But when I talk about that, I mean these events, the story event and the map event, are probably going to be better for the reason that, well, look, event limited, okay, so Maki, and then these guys are all going to be boosted, right? And then also the memories, right? And then the memories, well, these are going to be boosted. So we have to keep that in mind. Oh, and there's also these that should be boosted. This one, these 2 should also be boosted. So it's like all this boost, I think you could get over a 200% boost, which almost never happens. So saving it more for JJK 0 is going to be better. But anyway, Gojo confirmed the 9th. Basically, every Friday we're getting a new banner. I mentioned that at the beginning. Who we're getting. We're hype. Big W. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.